Hey, what's happening everybody? So in my last tour video of my Chevy Astro here, I said that I was ready to move on to something bigger. I've been living in this thing for about a year and a half and it's just becoming a hassle and I'm ready for something bigger. So I wanted to share my thought processes on this to make it a little bit easier for someone else in the same situation. And I know that everybody's got different priorities and there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's different ways to look at all these different things, and you're really going to have to make the decision for yourself. I can't make it for you, but I want to share my thought processes to maybe make it a little easier for you. So I've been looking at the Class C RV, a conversion van with a high top, or a really stealthy van, either windowless or with windows, but plain Jane, just looks like a work van. So my priorities are not like a huge amount of space. I'd like to have a bathroom and a stationary kitchen where I can just cook and bam, that's it. That's all I have to do. I don't have to pull stuff out and do a bunch of crap just to heat up some food. I got mosquito bites all over me, so I'm really itchy today. So those are pretty much my priorities, and freedom and stealth. I want to be able to blend in wherever I go. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more in a minute. So the pros of a Class C RV or even a Class B are, but they are a lot more expensive. And my budget here is about $3,000, so I'm basing all of this on that. If I had $60,000, I would be moving up to like a Dodge ProMaster or a Sprinter. But I'll get into that in a little bit more in a minute. It'll be more apparent why I would make that decision versus a really nice Class C or something. So the pros of an RV, especially Class C, but also Class B, is everything is pre-built. You don't have to do anything. The bed is there, the table is there, the bathroom is there, the kitchen is there. Everything is done. You don't have to do anything. But especially when you're working with a low budget, like $3,000 mark where I'm at, you're gonna have to do maintenance all the time, man. Those older RVs break down all the time. They're not made to be lived in. They're made for middle-class folks to go out to an RV park once or twice a year, you know, for a weekend or whatever. They're just not made strong for people to live in. Class Bs, it seems like, from what I understand, talking to other people, they're made a lot tougher and they're made to last quite a bit more. But especially the Class Cs are just made really cheap. There's all kinds of things you have to worry about with them. They're constantly needing to be fixed and everything else. But that's really the main pro, is that everything is pre-built and ready to go. Some of the really limiting factors are finding places to park, especially overnight. Boondocking can be a lot harder in an RV. I know, for instance, I park at Walmarts a lot, or have historically. I'm trying to veer away from that as much as possible. But I've seen a lot of Walmarts that say no RV or truck camping, where a van, you just scoot right in and you're perfectly fine. 99% of the time anyway. There was one instance recently where I actually got kicked out of a Walmart, and it's never happened before, so I was kind of surprised about that. But and that was in Virginia, by the way, in Norfolk. But yeah, so finding parking can be really hard with an RV sometimes. You can't just pull up anywhere and blend in and just look like another vehicle on the side of the road or whatever. And another thing is, if you want to go out in the wilderness and you really want to explore the wilderness, you're really limited by the vehicle's ability to go off-road. I mean, not only the height and the width, but that thing is so heavy, you're going to have a hard time getting anywhere. And if you get stuck, it's going to be a lot harder to get out because that thing is so big and heavy. And if you have a problem on the side of the road, if you have a big enough RV and it blows a tire or something, you're going to have a special tow truck, and it's probably going to cost extra money. And I don't know anything excuse me, about AAA or anything like that. They might cover, there might be some kind of RV insurance that covers roadside repairs and blown tires and everything. I don't know. You have to look into that on your own. But man, I just got something in my throat. So that's the deal with the RV, and those things all pretty much eliminate it for me. I'm not interested in a Class C RV. High top conversion van. Okay, so now you have to pull everything out and you have to build your own living area in there, but you have the ability to stand up, and usually the interior is built pretty nice. I mean, they usually have really nice comfortable seats and all kinds of built-in lighting and all kinds of nice stuff in there, and that could be really nice. You know, all the little doodads or whatever they got in there could be really cool. It'd be really nice. The cons of that are the high top. I don't know how much it reduces your miles per gallon. Probably not that much, but it may have an effect. I don't know. I didn't really include that in my equation. But the main thing about a high top conversion van that was a con for me is, even though they're everywhere, even though you see them all the time, people don't really bat an eye at them like they would an RV, they do stand out a lot more than just a van that just looks like a work van, just a standard white or silver or whatever van. They really stand out. And you can't go to like an industrial area and just park and just look like every other van there. They just stand out, and that really kind of ruined it for me, which is kind of unfortunate. It'd be nice to have like a, you know, if they were cheaper, and they will be eventually, but like the high top, like Sprinters and or Ford Transits and Dodge ProMasters, eventually those will be much more affordable than they are now, but they are expensive. But having that high top to be able to stand up would be really nice. So that leaves me with the also the high top limits you in parking garages, which may or may not be an issue. When I work up in Salem, Massachusetts, being able to park in a parking garage is really, really convenient and really, really nice, because sometimes you can't find parking anywhere else. And it's the difference of walking, you know, 3 to 5 miles versus just parking and going to work. Man, my throat, what is in my throat? There's a lot of smoke going on in the South right now. I'm in South Carolina, and there's wildfires all over, and I think it's messing with my throat, the smoke. So yeah, so it limits you in the parking garages, but also maybe going off road. You know, that just that little bit extra height might limit you a little bit off road. So that leaves me with a stealthy van. You know, either a windowless or, you know, a passenger van, but a full-size van, which people use for work vans all the time. Especially you throw a ladder rack on top or a roof rack that makes it look like a work van. That looks like a work van to everybody. That does not look like a church van or something, or one that somebody lives in. So stealth is huge, because I mean, they're so versatile, especially with the full window van. You can park in a neighborhood, you could park behind a church, you could park in an industrial area, you could park at Walmarts, you could go out camping, anywhere. I mean, the full-size van just blends in anywhere. And the American ones, the Dodge, the Ford, and the Chevy, they're so popular that they're everywhere, so parts are not a problem to find. Finding a mechanic is not hard. Finding a tow truck, if you need one, is not hard. It'd be the same as anything else, really. So yeah, that kind of leaves me with the full-size van without a high top and just looking stealthy. I think that also another part of this is van dwelling is getting incredibly popular right now. It is blowing up. When I started a year and a half ago, there was like 3 or 4 channels on YouTube, and now there's, I don't even know how many, there's probably hundreds of van dwelling channels on YouTube. And I've been watching, as I've been traveling, I've been watching the Walmart parking lots slowly start to fill up with all these different vans. So I don't know how long we'll be able to do it non-stealthily. We may be forced to go stealthy, and I'd really hate to invest a bunch of time into a van, like a high top conversion or even a Class C or something, and have some laws come out, or have like all the cops everywhere catch on, and you know, run into a lot of problems and a lot of hassle. So I think that going stealth is kind of a smart investment for the future. So I found I've got a viewer that I've been talking to for quite a while, and he's got a 2003 Dodge full-size van, Dodge Ram van, and he's going to trade me straight across for this thing. It's not built out on the inside like this one, but it's got less miles, it runs a little better, and it's a full size, and it's going to work out really good for both of us. So I'm going to swap that straight over, and then I'll have my $3,000 cash. I'm going to use about $1,000 to build out the inside of that one. I'm going to make videos of the whole thing, show you guys how I build that one out. This next one's going to be like a chill hangout pad. It's going to be like a cool place to hang out. It's going to have that feel to it. And the rest, I'm gonna save $1,000 for emergencies, and the other $1,000 I'm gonna pay off a bunch of debts. So it'll be really good that way. So everything is working out perfectly for me. But anyway, I just wanted to share my thoughts on the situation to possibly help someone else out with this. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and love yourself. Woo!